So in this first video, I'm going to assume that you've never opened Excel before and kind of give you a highlight of what you're going to see when you open an Excel file. Now, to give you a brief history on this, Excel was originally created as an accounting tool. So it really wasn't designed to do like science and engineering, but over time it got picked up by engineers and scientists. And so Excel over time has expanded its function options in order to give scientists and engineers the options of working with the program as well. It is a very good number handler program, meaning that if you enter in data and you want to process data, it's there, very much there for you. Now, that said, it is still much more accounting than is meant to be engineering. So it can't do things like integration. You can't really enter in really complicated algebraic expressions. It can't do symbolic math. But what it can do is it can process numbers. And the nice thing about this is that we can tether numbers together. So let's say we have numbers like volume and mass. We can tether those values together to give us density through simple functions. So it's very good at basically doing algebra. Now when you open up an Excel file, what you create is a workbook. And a workbook is composed of worksheets. So you see this sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 here across the bottom. These are the worksheets within the workbook. The file itself is the workbook. Now, the reason why we have sheets is that, well, there's a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is just simply ease of processing. So let's say you have a 3-part lab, part A, part B, part C. Instead of having to do all 3 parts in the same worksheet, you can do one on sheet 1, one on sheet 2, and one on sheet 3. Another option available to you is that let's say you have a lot of calculations, a lot of data entry, but you want the summarized results easy to view. Well, you can put all your data in sheet 1, do all your data processing in sheet 2, and in sheet 3 have a much more concise summary. So it's really more there for aesthetic reasons. Let's say you want to create a new sheet though. Well, on the bottom right here you see this little insert worksheet button. Click it and it'll create a new worksheet for you. Now you're not limited to just having them called sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. If you double click on the name, it'll turn black and then you can type the name of the tab. Now you can't have redundant names in Excel. So let's say you go to sheet 3 and you say, ooh, I'm going to call this one name 2. And you hit enter again. It's going to give you this error. It cannot rename a sheet to the same name as another. You hit OK. It will not let you out of this menu unless either 1, you create a new name, or 2, you hit the escape key on your keyboard. And that lets you out. Now, also down here, we have a scroll bar. The scroll bar is how you're going to move from column to column. So across the top we have the columns X, Y, Z, A, A, B, and on the bottom and on the left we've got the numbers. This is how Excel helps you reference cells. So let's say you enter data into B2. Let's say your number is 2.369. If you want to reference this, it's going to be cell B2. And we'll go through in later videos how to call and reference certain cells. Also across the bottom here, you've got the zoom function. If you want it bigger, if you want it smaller, these are your options. Again, this is more for aesthetic reasons. The more powerful things we're going to have are across here on the top in the ribbon menus. Now, some of the more important menus, the home is going to be the one where you do a lot of the formatting. So if you want it to look nice, if you want to emphasize cells, these will be the ones we call. This will be the ribbon we use. Insert we're going to use quite a bit when we're dealing with charts. And then you may occasionally find a lot of use with a formula sheet. Now that said, full disclosure, Excel is really hard to search for formulas. Some of these videos I'm going to try to give you the most useful functions. But as far as searching for these functions, personally I found a lot of difficulty with it because it has a lot of options and it's not easy to search for a specific idea or topic. Now, as you get more advanced, you may also go to this data ribbon as well, because this data ribbon gives you the ability to process Excel data. And that's about it for introducing you to Excel. Always remember, save a lot when you do these Excel files. It really stinks if you do a lot of work and you lose it all to a computer crash. So, next video we'll move forward with how to do basic data entry.